Day 1, Fairbanks to Prudhoe Bay. We left Fairbanks at 5:30 a.m. and rode the 500 miles to Prudhoe Bay over the worst road conditions I have seen. Total trip time was over 16.5 hours. It rained nearly the entire time. There was a lot of slippery mud, and we spent most of that 16.5 hours moving at a slow rate. Each time we found a section of pavement, it gave us a moment to take a deep breath and relax before hitting the next muddy section of road. We topped off with gas for $7.49 a gallon in Coldfoot and stopped here to grab a few shots of the mud. Just prior to starting the climb from here up the hill towards Adigan Pass, we met a man coming down in a pickup who told us that we had best not try to make the hill. We continued anyways and did find muddy ruts that were 1 foot deep going up that hill. Riding conditions were far too challenging to take the time to get a video while mid-hill. There are some impressive cracks in the road and potholes that would completely swallow your tires. This was a difficult day that required a lot of concentration, but we finished the ride and are proud to say we did it. Day 2, Arctic Ocean, Prudhoe Bay to Coldfoot. We started the morning by packing up camp, and then, because private vehicles are not allowed to go all the way to the ocean, took a bus to the Arctic Ocean and dove in. The water temperature here was 35 degrees. We stopped by the ASRC Energy Building, where they were nice enough to let us use their pressure washer, the bungee cord to secure my damaged toolbox, and headed south. The road was still muddy, although in better condition than the day before. We enjoyed some cool animal sightings and some outstanding scenery. The fall colors here on the tundra are absolutely beautiful. And while to me, as a resident of Alaska, it is sad to see winter approaching, it is an absolutely stunning time of year and a great trip to make. The sun came out for much of our return ride, and we made many photo stops. Rick and I were both amazed at the difference that one day can make in the condition of this road. The hill that previously had foot-deep mud was notably drier, but still extremely challenging to descend. There were many places along the route that we had to pull over and allow a semi to pass by so that we could continue in the 2 tracks that were hard-packed. We spent over 10 hours on the road today and arrived in Coldfoot absolutely exhausted, but extremely happy with our ride. Day 3, Coldfoot to Fairbanks. We got up at 5:30 a.m., had oatmeal and cranberries, packed our stuff, cleaned our radiators, and got on the road. The first couple hours were particularly challenging mentally. It was cold, it was raining, and the roads were quite muddy again. The Arctic Circle sign was our first brief morning break. Second stop was at Yukon Camp, where we enjoyed an awesome second breakfast. We then got on the road and continued. Although I did not catch it on video, we were charged by an angry wolf, who I was barely able to swerve around, and then charged head-on towards Rick, causing him to brace for impact, preparing for a collision. Fortunately, it dove out of the way at the very last moment, and we did not have any issues. Finished the ride to Fairbanks and spent significant amounts of time in the car wash and eliminated dozens of pounds of dirt. This trip to Prudhoe Bay was the hardest ride I have done so far. Many people would not complete it in these conditions. This ride will test your mind, it will test your body, and it will test your equipment. This is why we ride.
This is a good trip.